He had to be shooken to come back to this side, to be awoken, to recognize what is going on. Now the message says, I'm tired of escaping. We escape our problems. We escape obstacles in life, but we're never truly delivered from those. People escape from jail. Well, they have escaped from the prison that they were in, but they are no longer considered a free man because they have escaped from where they were supposed to be. When you escape from jail, you're on the run. You're looking over your shoulder. You're always worried about what's going to happen next. So you're not free. Just because you escape from something does not give you freedom. See, we done got used to escaping situations in our life. Things happen and we escape them. We run away from them and feel like we got freedom because we have escaped. But I'm here to tell you this morning, when you escape, all you're doing is delaying something that's going to happen down the road. So I tell you this morning, I'm tired of escaping situations. I'm tired of escaping obstacles that are put in my way. I want to be delivered. Now, if you go back to the story, when Peter was in there, Peter did nothing to aid in his delivery. Peter did not release himself from the shackles. Peter did not disengage himself from the guards. Peter did not open, if y'all would let me be a little country, he didn't open that Nahum gate. All Peter had to do was wake up and realize that something was going on. And once he realized, he began to obey the instruction to follow. He went through the first ward and he found out that there was nothing hindering him, and he went to the next level and found out, but when he got to the iron gate, there was freedom on the other side. Peter went through the gate and he realized that this is not of myself, this is not by my doing. So he went to the house of prayer. See, Peter did not want to go and brag. He did not want to. You notice Peter didn't run. Now, when you escape your situations, what do? You run. You go looking for safety. You go looking for a place that you can hide until you can figure out your next move. Peter went to the house of prayer, and he knocked on the gate. They were too busy in there praying for what had already happened. You ever prayed for something, and then you come to find out what you've been praying for has already been manifested? But if you were truly in tune with your praying, the Spirit would have told you can cease this prayer because I've already handled that. But because we get so caught up in our own prayer, we don't realize what God has done. Peter let them know by knocking that I'm here. A young lady came and saw him, and she was in dismay. She could not believe what her eyes were seeing. She didn't even welcome him in. She went to go tell him. Hey, time out. What y'all praying for is at the gate. Ain't no need of praying no more because God has already delivered him out of prison. But because we're not in tune with the Spirit, we still, now lay me down to sleep. And when they recognize this is Peter, you notice Peter still did not come in. Peter said, y'all come here. But see, we get to the point, I want to escape because that's what I'm used to doing. But see, when you are delivered, Sharon, you don't have to do nothing. When you delivered, God does everything. All you got to do is follow protocol. Walk into your destiny. Because God has delivered you. You ain't got, if you read the story, you see he did not run because, again, what did Herod do after he found out that Peter escaped. He killed the ones who were guarding him. He did not pursue Peter because God delivered Peter. Oh, y'all don't believe it. Well, let me give you another story that you may understand. Daniel was in the lion's den. He was in there with the enemy. But what did Daniel do? He didn't do nothing, but he walked out under his own power. God delivered him. You don't believe that? There were 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were in the fiery furnace. I guess I'm talking to myself this morning. But see, they were in the fiery furnace, and they walked out with not even the scent of smoke. The clothes were not burned. Did not smell of smoke, did not smell of fire. But see, they were in the fire. But who delivered them? The story says that when they looked through the window, it looked like that they saw 4 people instead of 3. And the 4th one looked like the Son of God. They were delivered. The story says that when they looked through the window, it looked like that. Y'all don't like the Old Testament. Well, I give you some 2025. You looking at Corey VanBuren. I've been delivered from some of the things that I have been incarcerated by. Not because I did it, but because God is faithful. Because God promised if you would ask, he will deliver. Now, let me go back to the book that y'all like to believe in so much. It says, I sought the Lord. What's that song y'all sing? I trust. That verse comes right there. I sought the Lord and he heard. Now, let me go back to the book that y'all like to believe in so much. It says, I sought. He heard me. Not you, but he heard me. And he delivered me from all of my fears. And I call upon him in the day of trouble. We good at this part. We good at calling in the time of trouble. I'm going to call on my help. But when I wasn't in trouble, I didn't need my help. I didn't call on him. But in the time of trouble, I'm going to call on him. And this one time we got hope, we got expectation. We expecting God to deliver us. You know, I'm in trouble. Mama can't help me, as he said. Daddy can't help me. Church can't help me. Can't nobody help me but God. I know where to turn to. There's a song that says, all of my help come from the Lord. When I'm in trouble, I know how to call on my help. Which I ain't discouraging you from doing that, but you need to call on your help when you don't need help. When you don't need help, it's called assistance. See, when I don't need your help, you can come assist me in some things. And if we seek God in all things, then he will assist us in the way we should go. When you don't need help, it's called assistance. See, when I don't need your help, you can come assist me in some things. And if we too used to escaping. Then he will assist us in the way we should go. I'm going to escape this trouble that I'm in. I'm not going to be delivered. I just want to escape. There's a show that I like to watch because I just like to see the minds of people. There's a show that calls I Almost Got Away With It. I'm not going to be delivered. For a season, they escape. They get out of jail. They escape authorities. They evade them. They hide from them. They start new lives. Some of them live for years on the run. But that's what they are. They are on the run. They haven't been delivered. The authorities. And they walk around and they on edge. They get paranoid. They can never relax. They have no peace. They always on the toes, you know. Somebody get too close to them and ask them a question about their past. They gone. They get paranoid. They can never almost relax. They have no getting away with it. We escape some of the trials and tribulations that we have, that God places in front of us. He's wanting to deliver us, but we satisfied with escaping. You in a chokehold and they got you subdued, and just for a brief moment they get distracted and you find your way to run. But you can't face that person after you run away. Why? Because you're in fear of what they may do, what they could do, what is capable of them to do to you. Because you've already been under their submission one time, but you escape. But see, when you're delivered, you can be like David when he took on Goliath. He didn't have to worry about Goliath coming back doing anything to him because he was delivered. He cut off Goliath's head. Goliath didn't cut off his head. Like David when he took on Goliath. God is doing things for us, and we're too focused on escaping. We just want to get away. We just want to get out from under it. Just want to let it leave me alone. If you just leave me alone, I'll be all right. God is doing things for us. Well, it will leave you alone for a season. But then when it come back around, you know the song says it'll be coming around the mountain when it comes. What you gonna do then? Because you did not defeat it the last time, so how you gonna defeat it this time? Well, the only thing you got to do is read Psalms 34:4. And if you just sought out the God that sits high and looks low, if you just seek God, he will deliver you if you ask. But you know, some of us too prideful. We too stubborn. We ain't gonna ask. We feel like we got this, Brother Ernest. I can do this on my own. Ernest, you what, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", somewhere up in there? He a tall brother. He feel like he can handle anybody in here. But there's some Davids in here. I can do this on my own. But this last person I'm going to tell you about that's been delivered, we all know him, but can't none of us relate to him. Because this man was delivered from the bottom. Couldn't get no lower than he was. Now, I ain't talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Job. Job was up here and God brought him down here. But he never lost faith. He never turned away. He kept on holding on to a mustard seed of faith. He had just that little bit left in him. He had just enough that God said, okay, Job, that's enough. I'm going to restore you. I'm going to deliver you out of what Satan is doing to you. Now, you got to understand, God allowed Satan to do what he did. Because God had faith. God trusted. Now, ain't that something God trusts you? I'm going to deliver you out of what Satan is doing. Huh? Ain't that something when God says, I trust you? We supposed to trust God, but ain't it something when God says, I trust you enough? Go ahead, Satan. Go ahead and pick on Brother Billy. Go ahead and do what you need to do. Whatever you do, just don't take his life. I'm not going to allow that. But you can go ahead and do whatever you need to do to him, and I'm going to prove to you at the end of the day, he belongs to me. Oh, I wish God had that kind of confidence in me. I'm yet working on it. I'll be glad when I get there because I know it's going to mean I have met his approval. But I know I ain't going to get there without trials and tribulations. See, I'm aware of what I'm saying now because I know it comes with trouble. You can't walk and stand for God without some trouble. Because I know it's going to mean I have met his approval. Job sit there and had his own wife tell him, look at here, man. Ain't no use in you believing in God no more. But you know what that tells me about her? She lost faith. She didn't trust anymore. She was no longer, again, study this for yourself, but she was no longer his helpmeet. Ain't no use in you believing in God no more. But you know what that tells me? They were still husband and wife, but she was no longer the helpmeet. She was no longer a wife. She was being a woman. Study this for yourself, but she was no longer his helpmeet. But Job had enough God in him to understand that a woman falls short sometimes. And because woman falls short, don't mean I got to do that like Adam did. I got a little more than Adam. I understand. See, he heard the story of Adam, so he's not going to make the same mistake Adam did. I'm going to hold to his hand. I'm going to keep the faith, and I'm just, even though I don't know what else I can do for myself. My body is racking in pain. My heart is hurting because I've lost my children. My bank account has been depleted because I lost my cattle. I don't know what else
I can do for myself.
But God.
My body is racking in pain.
But God is still giving me breath in my body. So if God is, I got enough confidence in the man. I got enough confidence in God that if he's leaving breath in my body, I still got some purpose. He ain't keeping me here just to torture me. I'm here for something, and I don't understand what it is. But until God show it, I'm going to keep the faith. Job, I'm pretty sure he got low in flesh and spirit. He was mighty low. Because again, he's been going from test to test, from trial to trial, tribulation to tribulation. And he ain't seeing no turning around. He ain't seeing nothing that's going, I don't even know that God is still with me.
He's been going from test to test.
But I trust.
Tribulation to tribulation. And he ain't seeing
so you know what that says to me?
No turning around.
In the darkest pit, he still trusted.
I don't even know that God
couldn't see no light, couldn't see no way out, didn't know when this was going to end. But I trust God, I believe God, and I love God, so I'm going to keep on holding to what God has put in me till he can bring me out of what I mean.
Didn't know when this was going to end. But I trust God. I believe God and I love God, so I'm going to keep on holding.
Weeping may endure for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. Job withstand the nightfall. He battled the demons. He endured the test. And I can hear God saying enough's enough.
He battled the demons.
Satan, you see Job didn't try and escape what you're doing to him. Now because I trust him and because he has remained faithful to me, it's time for me to deliver him. He's toiled all night through what you put him through, and you couldn't break him. So because he's been a good and faithful servant, because I love him, because he allowed me to abide in him in the darkest hour, delivery is on the way.
And you couldn't break him.
What does it mean to deliver somebody? Somebody may not understand what delivery means, what it means to be delivered. But when you deliver, it means to save, it means to rescue someone from something or someone to be free. Now, you may say, well, Job wasn't in prison, Job wasn't incarcerated. No, but Job was imprisoned by Satan under God's authority. Again, do what you want to, but don't touch his life. So that means Job is not going to prosper as long as the Satan is his paymaster.
Again, do what you want to, but don't touch his life.
You work all day, you believe in God all day, but you ain't getting no reward at the end of this. Well, Satan don't control it. But God said, now, my good and faithful servant, it's time for you to receive a just reward. Not the just reward, but a just reward. And he restored Job.
But God said, now,
the reward is coming when he'll be caught up in the air. When the trumpet sounds, that's the reward. But I'm going to give you a reward while you're still on this side. But the reward comes on the other side. I'm tired of escaping. I've been in financial burdens. And, I've either borrowed money, I filed bankruptcy, I got a loan, but I still got more financial burden coming. So, again, I don't escape. But when I gave my finances over to the Lord and I let him work it out, I found myself being delivered from my financial burden. You still going to have bills, but again, when I have bills, I got the money to pay them. So I am no longer incarcerated by my finances. Again, this is how God works. You got to seek God and everything. You got to see him. I lost my father. So I thought I was going to be incarcerated by mourning, by sorrow. But God. Oh, now I got 1, 2, 3 right there on the second pew. We done went from being family to family, friends, and lovers. Oh, I got a whole new respect for my siblings, for my mother, but I have to be there for them in a different way. I could not be there for them if I had not been delivered from my own sorrow. I could not escape my sorrow. I had to be delivered.
But I have to be there for them in a different way.
Y'all get that tomorrow.
Be there for them if I had not been delivered
For Bible class, maybe you have a question.
I could not
But see, escaping makes you put your chest out because that's something you do. I escaped. I got away. Calvin, I think I didn't gave them the slip.
But see,
I'm slick like that. But Hammer say can't touch this.
Because that's something you do.
But then here you go enjoying yourself over at the good night hour spot, not knowing that they done hired Lobato to come find you. And because Bato's sitting in the crowd like he is today, he don't look, he don't stand out. But then once he recognizes you, there you go. He come up and he don't even have a conversation with you. He just quickly put them bracelets on you. Man, what is you doing? Oh, God sent me. He told me to tell you you escaped the last time, but until he delivers you, he putting you back in bondage. Oh, y'all don't think God will do that, huh? See, there's some things that God has in store for you that you got to be delivered from. There's some things that you can't pursue his purpose until you get delivered from some stuff.
See, there's some things that
if I can't talk to my church members without getting attitudes in my feelings, I can't fulfill God's purpose because, again, he got me in the church and I need to love on them and I need to be able to converse with them so we can commune together and we can grow together. But if I can't do that, but I escape because TT soon the church out, I'm out the door. See y'all next week. See you later. I've escaped. But I haven't been delivered. When I get delivered, hey, I'm walking around shaking hands, hugging the babies, speaking to the mothers. Good job, Urshus. Good job, Deacon, because I've been delivered from what I had a fear of.
Hey, I'm walking around shaking hands, hugging the babies.
I feel your attitude. I feel your looks.
Good job, Urshus. Good job.
So I keep escaping by not confronting you, by not involving myself with you. But when I give it to God, when I do like 34 say, when I seek out God and he hears me, then I can be delivered. And then I can walk up to Brother Monday, even though I really don't agree with everything he say and do. I don't like his style, but I can go to him as a Christian. I can go to him as a brother in Christ, and I can converse with him without letting my personal feelings come up.
And then I can walk up to Brother Monday, even though I really don't agree with everything.
See, that's where we all struggle. We all have a problem with talking to people without our personal feelings coming into play. Can't even compliment. Can't even say, well, Sister Caesar, you wearing that orange dress this morning. I got to say, she shouldn't have wore that.
Without our personal feelings.
Because of my personal feelings. I can't say, look, I'm going around the room, so if you don't want to get picked on, you best leave. But, I can't sit there and say, look at Sister Irma, she done got her hair done, but now she want to sit by herself where she can be seen. Because if you look that way, you ain't going to see nothing but Sister Irma. We know she got her hair done. But see, if I don't have love, I can't say that in love. I'm saying it being facetious. I'm trying to put her down.
Where she can be seen.
See, that's the problem we have here in church. We can't express love one to another because of personal feelings.
I can't say that in love. I'm saying it being facetious. I'm trying to put her down.
You didn't agree with me in Bible class, so
that's the problem we have here.
You on the hit list.
We can't express
you saw me coming out that door and you didn't hold it open. Revenge is mine, says me.
You didn't agree with me in Bible class.
See, that's what we are, but we church folks, we Christians. We love God, but we ain't got the love of God.
And you didn't know that. Oh,
You can't cross me without me getting even. I don't care if it takes me 6 months and 18 Sundays.
See, that's what we are, but we church.
I'm not going to rest until I get my vengeance.
Love God, but we ain't got the love of God.
Because we ain't being delivered. We just escaping. We just
getting
finding our way out of stuff.
I don't care if it's
Let me navigate. Let me go around. When you you must come through the door.
Until I get my vengeance. Because we ain't being delivered. We just escaping.
We've been escaping all our life. We done got good at it.
Let me go around.
I'm good at escaping.
When you must.
Don't matter what situation it is, I'll find a way to escape. Now, you know when God gave this to me, I had to say time out.
We've been escaping all our life.
Lord, you said you would always give us an escape, a way out. But again, what did I just say? God will give you a way out. Not you find your own way out. God will have a ram in the bush. And again, when he does that, he provides. And all you got to do is be like Peter.
But again, what did I just say?
Just follow.
Will give you a way out.
Abraham did not have to do anything. He was ready. He had drew back. And God said, hold on. Do your son no harm. There is a ram caught in the thicket. Not that you need to go chase down. Not that you need to go find. But there it is. There's your sacrifice.
And God said, hold on.
He delivered it.
Do your son no harm. There is a ram caught in the thicket. Not that you need
Somebody
to go
gonna
chase down, not that you need
understand
to go find,
this.
But there it is. There's your sacrifice.
I got problems in my life. I've been trying to handle them long as I can think of it. Been working on this and ain't got nothing.
I got problems.
There's nothing been edifying.
In my life.
You ever escape from something and still don't feel good?
Long as I can think of it.
You ever get out of a situation and still bothered by it? But when you're delivered, how you come out with joy? See, when you escape, you get happy. But when you delivered, you get joy. You can't take away my joy. But see, when you escape and you get happy, all I got to do is catch you, and you ain't happy no more.
See, when you escape, you get happy. But when you delivered, you get joy. You can't take away my joy. But see, when you escape and you get happy,
I hear it said here quite often, in the time of trouble. In the time of trouble. But how many of you know if you be proactive, you won't have as many times of trouble?
Quite often.
The only trouble you're going to run into is the trouble that God is trying to let you prove yourself that you trust him.
But how many of you know if you be
But because we
you won't have as many times.
wait until we're in the time,
The only trouble you're going to run into is the trouble
all
that
we
God
can do is
trying
respond to
let
what's
you
going
prove
on.
yourself that you trust.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Time out.
But because
We can only react to what's
wait
going on.
until we're in the time,
See, respond means that there is something already
all we
in
can do is
place.
respond to what's going on.
Yeah, I remember back I used to harp on us having a fire drill. If we had one now, we would be reacting because we don't still have nothing officially in place that we have proven. We've talked about it. Amen. We've talked about it, but it's never been tested. So again, there would be some doing their own thing. Some may try and follow protocol. But again, we haven't been delivered yet. We just keep escaping because there's never been a fire here. We never had a situation where we had to evacuate the building in a hurry. So we escaping from Sunday to Sunday, but yet we've been warned.
Because there's never been a fire here. We never had a situation
See,
where we had to evacuate the building.
y'all like to mention him so much since Elder Sylvester, he taught me, son, when I was just a wee boy, he said, you always got to learn to trust people. He said, but you verify. What did God do with Job? He trusted him, but he verified it by testing him. We say we trust and want to be verified, but when the test comes, we get upset. Don't you test me. Don't you question me. If I said it as good as gold, but you wrong as two left shoes.
Verified it by testing it.
See, because we've been escaping and ain't been delivered. See, when you've been delivered, you can take on anything. Ask me what you want, Sister Cynthia, because I've been delivered. So even though it may be true and it may be hurtful, because I've been delivered, don't bother me. How that's the truth anyhow?
Ask me what you want, Sister Cynthia, because I've been delivered.
What you did yesterday is considered what? History. So it's in the book. So if it's history, that means that anybody can find out about it. All they got to do is research it. Huh? So what you done on yesterday, that's yesterday. But if you lied yesterday, you're going to have to lie again today.
So if it's history, that means that anybody can find out about it.
Lie when the truth is due.
All they got to do is research it.
If you wouldn't have lied yesterday, you wouldn't have to lie today.
So what you done on yesterday, that's yesterday.
But because a lie is a what? What is it, mother? A lie is an escape, ain't it? When you tell a lie, you're trying to escape something, trying to escape punishment, harm, whatever it is. Why do you lie? Because you want to escape. But if you tell the truth, it says the truth will what? Make you free.
What is it, mother? A lie is an escape, ain't it? When you tell a lie, you're trying to escape something. Trying to escape.
I've been escaping since birth.
Why do you lie? Because you want to
well, yeah. Ask that little baby. He can have chocolate all around his mouth. You eat that candy? Trying to escape. But the evidence is right there.
Well, yeah. Ask that little baby.
Some of us know we're guilty.
Have chocolate all around his mouth.
Let the right person ask you a question.
You eat that candy?
I ain't do that.
Trying to escape. But the evidence
I told y'all if you don't want to be picked on, you have to leave. But I know I love him, but he say he love me, so I'm finna prove it. Ask him a question sometime. I don't know nothing about that. What you mean you don't know? I don't know.
I told y'all if you don't want
It's an escape.
I know.
It's an escape. You ain't telling me yeah, you ain't telling me no. I don't know. Nothing. I don't know. Love you, Deacon. You know I'm having fun with you, but it's the truth anyhow, because sometimes he'll say, I don't know. I ain't know nothing about that. Sometimes it's something that you got to know.
You ain't telling me yeah, you ain't telling me no. I don't know.
And saying I don't know ain't an excuse. That don't escape you. How can Bernice say she got 4 kids but don't know none of them age? Ain't no excuse for that. You can't escape that. That means that you have disconnected somewhere with your children. Now, I ain't going to say I was at a party and they knew the hour and the second that the person was born. I don't even know that about myself.
Ain't no excuse for that. You can't escape that.
Didn't know I was born. In a hospital somewhere in the city. Don't know what time it's on the birth certificate, but I don't study that. I ain't trying to keep up with that.
That the person was born. I don't even know that about
I want to escape. Now let me again. Can I talk to progressives?
in the city.
I don't need your permission. No way. I'm going to do it anyhow. Just want you to wake up a little bit. See, we escape in some areas.
Let me again.
And we done got comfortable escaping. But we need to be delivered. Because we can't grow until we get delivered. Now, if you want to stay stagnant, if you want to keep making lateral moves, then keep escaping. But when you're ready to go higher, you need to get delivered. And delivering starts with the individual. You know, I can't expect the deacon board to get delivered when I got deacons that ain't been delivered. I can't expect the ushers to be delivered when I got ushers that ain't been delivered. Praise team can't be delivered when they on one page and the musician on another. They got to be delivered. When you delivered, you can bring on unity. See, when I'm delivered, that means I'm striving for the promise of God. That means I ain't got your agenda, I got his agenda. And as long as I got his agenda, he going to draw all men unto him. So because I got a few over here behind me over my right shoulder that ain't with me, I know I got some out there. And I'm going to keep bonding with them, and I'm going to keep praying for this one. Because, see, I can't make him do nothing but in due season. God is going to do something to me. He's either going to get right or get gone. And when I say get gone, I don't mean leave the church. I mean he's going to separate from the love of God in some manner. Oh, you think God going to keep on blessing, keep you in his favor, and you sitting there going against what he's trying to do? Oh, no.
And when I say good going,
sooner or later we'll sit there and we'll be asking the question, where is he?
God in some manner.
He said he wanted to be here, but there were times he could have been here. He wasn't here. Now God's showing him, I can prove all things. You say you want to go, but you can't go. When you could have went, you didn't go. So now you got to wait on me. See, God allows us to show our hand, and we don't even know we're showing it.
When you could have went, you didn't go.
We sitting there trying to hide him, and God said, what's that? Superman had X-ray vision. He see right through you.
See, God allows us to show our hand.
Just because your hand's in your pocket don't mean I can't see what's in your hand.
We sitting there trying to
Maybe I see them rocks you trying to throw.
Superman had X-ray
But what did we talk about a few Sundays ago? I know, see, God, he speaks to my spirit, and he's going to tell me. Mimi got 2 rocks. Bernice got 2 rocks. I see Calvin back there with 2 rocks. He said, Corey, I done gave you everything you need to protect yourself. But you got to listen to me. Now, 2, 2, and 2. That's 6 rocks. I got on a helmet, so when Calvin turned, I just ducked, and the only thing I'm going to see is my head. It's going to hit my helmet. So his rocks ain't doing me no harm. I see Bernice, I put my shield up, so now my shield going to deflect her. And when Mimi throw hers, I put my chest out because I know God got me, and my breastplate protects me.
It's going to hit my helmet. So his rocks ain't doing me no harm. I see Bernice.
But you got to be in tune with the Spirit. You got to be hear what God is saying. I got to know when to duck. I got to know when I raise, and I got to know to stand proud.
And my breastplate protects me.
See, some days we got to face head on. We can't sit there and wait for it to come to us. We got to go meet it.
You got to be hear what God is saying. I got to know when to duck.
You know, when I was in the military, we used to watch old war movies and old war stories. And you know, back in the day, back when they rode horses to battle. What would whoever's in charge would say, charge! And then when they see that, the enemy see them coming, and they captain or commander, charge! And they run and meet in the middle.
Whoever's in charge would
they meeting us right here in the pew.
Charge!
We won't even get out of our seat.
When they see that, the enemy
know that there's a war coming. Know that the battle is here.
Charge!
That war is imminent. And we still sitting down. Sitting dignified. I got to keep sitting here out of the battle so I can live to be as old as Mother George. I need protection, so I'm going to stay here in my pew so I don't get no war wound.
Sitting dignified. I got to keep sitting here out of the battle so I can live to be as old.
The battle is not yours in the first place. The battle is the Lord. But if you ain't willing to fight, what good is you? She ain't here today, but Elaine used to be her main word. Will. I got to have the will. I got my mind. I got to have it up here. I got to have the will to do things. I got the will to come here and sit.
It used to be her main word. Will. I got to have the will. I got my mind. I got to have it up here. I got to have the will to do things.
I'm looking at him, but I'm going to go ahead and use him. Brother Tommy came and asked a simple question this morning. Simple question. But when you have the will to do what's right, you want to make sure you get proper understanding. He had a bowl with three bottles of water. He came, he said, Pastor, where I get the ice from? I said, Lord bless him. I said, out the refrigerator. He said, I know they told me that. He said, but I just want to make sure I get this right. I can't get mad. I may have a little fun with him, but again, he has the will to do what's in order. Now, he did what most of us will not do, came and asked what is considered a simple question. Some may even call it a dumb question. But he got the correct answer, so he was able to fulfill. So again, ain't nothing dumb about what he did. Bless you, New Earth.
What is considered a simple question. Some may even call it a dumb question.
See, we got to quit escaping. He could have walked around church all day long looking for ice.
Ain't nothing dumb about what he
and 2 or 3 people can I help you? Need help with something? No, I got it. Knowing he needs some help.
See,
Because we want to escape. We don't want to be delivered. Delivered come through speaking of the truth. If I got a problem, I need to let it be known. I got a problem.
No, I got it. Knowing he needs some help. Because we want to escape.
And call upon me in the day of trouble.
Delivered come through
I
speaking
sought
of
the
the
Lord.
truth. If I got a problem, I need to let it be known. I
He was
got
my
a problem.
fourth man in the fire. I love that song. I'm telling you, every morning I wake up with it. I can't help it.
Call upon me in the day of
And it ain't about the singer,
sought the Lord.
but I'm trying to get there.
He's my fourth man in the fire.
Where I trust God for everything. Not for just what I can't handle, but I trust in God. Now, listen to what I said. I trust in God. We too busy trusting on God.
I trust God.
I trust on him when I need him, but I trust in him because of who he is. Regardless if I got a situation or not, I'm trusting in God.
Listen to what I said. I trust.
America done got itself in trouble because they keep trying to trust in Trump. You can't trust in something that don't control their own
I
self.
trust in him because of who he is.
I trust in God. Because again, if I know God is sitting on the throne, if he don't want it to happen, it can't happen. I don't care how much he bark and roof about what he can and couldn't do and all this. If God ain't allowing it, it ain't finna happen. So I quit worrying about looking at CNN to see what he done today. I look in the King James and see what a word I can get from the Lord so I can deal with what he gonna do tomorrow.
If God ain't allowing it, it ain't finna happen. So I quit worrying about.
But Trump ain't my only enemy.
I look in the King James and
I have to stay in here so I can deal with what's in the pew. And I'm not talking about everything y'all come is negative, but I need, again, people come for counseling, for advice. I got to find a word from God to give to you in your time of counsel.
What's in the pew?
See, I ain't going to beat you up every time I talk about you.
I'm not talking about everything y'all come is negative. But
sometimes they come with good stuff.
I'm
I'm like, oh, that's good.
I got to find a word from God.
But what does God say about it? So even though, Ernest, I'm not in trouble, but I need to seek out the Lord. Lord, what do you say about this? And if he say, well, you need to handle that, I need to speak to it. Lord, tell me what I need to say.
But I need to seek out the
Sister
Lord.
Bobby,
Lord, what
Sister
do you
Brian,
say about this?
there's sometimes God tell me to do some stuff.
And if he say, well, you need to handle that, I need to speak.
No.
Lord, tell me what I need to say.
Two people ain't ready for that.
Sister Bobby,
Me nor them.
Brian, sometimes God tell me to do some stuff.
They ain't ready to receive it because I ain't ready to say it. Lord, I'm 365 in.
Two people
I ain't got no years. I got 8. I need a few more years under the wing to say something like that. No.
They ain't ready to receive
Who you scared
it.
of? Me or them?
Lord,
But since you put it that way,
365 in.
hey,
ain't got
we need
no
to have a
years.
conversation.
I got 8.
Come here.
I need a few more years under the wing to say something
God
like that. No.
wants to trust us
Who you scared of?
to do what he asked us to do.
Since you put it that way,
God ain't asked me to do nothing because he don't trust you.
have a conversation. Come here.
But when God starts to find areas, he ain't going to trust everybody in the same area. But when he trusts you in the areas,
What he asked us.
he going to allow you to perform in those areas.
God ain't asked me to do nothing.
You know, you may say, well, God ain't never worked with me in that area.
Starts to find
Well, if all you good is telling folks, hey, how you doing? God trusts you to do that. He trusts you to greet and welcome folks. He going to exercise you until you can't be exercised no more in that area. Until you prove yourself open to do something else.
if all you good is telling folks.
Y'all remember,
God trust
he ain't here, but Willie said, I just want to do something. Now he's telling God, you need to trust me somewhere else.
until you
I done mastered these hot dogs.
to do something else.
It's time for me to do something else. Now you see, he doing the exercise programs. He working with the youth. He doing other things because God is trying to trust him. God is endeavoring to trust him with other assignments.
It's time for me to
God
do
got some
something else.
assignments for folks sitting right here that
He doing the
feel like they ain't
exercise
got nothing
program,
left.
Working with the youth, he doing other things. 'Cause
You got
God
an
is trying
assignment. You just
trust him.
need to
God is
tap into
endeavoring
it.
to trust him with other
And how do you tap into it? Quit escaping.
God got some
Quit
assignments.
escaping what God is speaking. Oh, here come the Lord talking. Let me go. Stand there so he can deliver you.
You just need to tap into
And once you delivered, you'll have a song that you didn't have before.
quit escaping.
You'll be able to sing that song.
Quit
I
escaping
trust
when
in God.
Is speaking. Oh, here come Lord talking.
He's my Savior.
Stand there so he can deliver.
He's the fourth man in the fire. He's there when I don't even know he's there.
You'll be
I'm not even looking for God. And he's right there. Had our song, he was there all the time.
He's the fourth man in the fire.
When you was cutting up,
There when I don't
TT, he was there. And now that you're trying to get it right, he's still there.
And he's right there. Had our song, he was there
I trust in God.
all the time.
Man, that's a
You
powerful
was
statement.
cutting up. TT, he was there.
That is a powerful
Now that you're
statement.
trying to get it right, he's still there.
Mother from out of town, I forgot your name, but that's a powerful statement.
Trust in God.
To say, I trust God, somebody I don't even see, ain't never seen, and you sitting right next to your friend and don't trust her. But you going to say you trust God who you've never seen before.
I forgot your name, but that's a powerful
How is that possible?
to say I trust God. Somebody I don't even see, ain't never seen.
I trust
and you
in
sit
God.
right next to your friend and don't trust her.
But I trust, but I'm learning to do like God. I got to verify so my trust can increase. You know, Dimitri, he asked me to let me borrow $20. Well, I trust him to pay $20 back. But then he come, hey, let me borrow 50. That ain't proven.
To do like God, I got to verify so my trust can increase.
Man, you can trust me. You know, 20, if I don't get that back, I ain't even mad at you. But that 50, that hot 50, oh, man, we're going to have some conversation. Because you work just like I work. And if you can't keep your money in line, now you messing my money up. See?
If I don't get that back, I ain't even mad at you. But that
I'm trying to verify everything that God puts in front of
man,
me.
we're going to have some conversation. You
The
work
good,
just
the
like I
bad,
work.
and the
You
ugly.
can't keep your money in line. Now you messing my money.
Because I want to be delivered. I don't want to be second guessing, running around here with, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? I want, what is it, D? I want the certainty.
Good, the bad, and the ugly.
I want to know, because when you get the certainty of something, now you can share something. Even in the book, it says when you get the certainty, you're supposed to go share it with other men. But you can't go spreading false. You can't go spreading your escape. I can tell you how I escaped from Alcatraz, but that ain't going to help me be delivered if you still in there.
In the book, it says when you get the certainty, you're supposed to go share it with other men.
Let me ask this question.
Go spreading false. You can't go.
You ever
spreading your
escape from
escape.
anything without
I can
planning
tell
it?
you how I escaped from Alcatraz, but that ain't gonna help me.
Have you ever escaped from anything without planning it? Think about it, when they in jail, it takes a plan to escape. They got to do some stuff. They got to map it out. You just don't escape. You got to come up with a plan. Now some of us are good. Some of us can escape on the fly. Some of you can, as my grandma, you can tell a lie quicker than a cat can lick his tail.
Map it out. You just don't.
Some of us good. We can escape just that fast. But when there is something that is important to you,
On the fly.
you
Some of you can
think out, you plan out your escape.
You can tell a lie quicker than a cat can lick his tail. Some of us good. We
I
can
almost
escape
got in
just
trouble
that
there.
fast. When there is
Brother Fabian, he ain't married. I can
that
use
is
him.
important to you.
When he want to step out on his gear, he started planning that move that morning. When I get in from work, first thing I'm gonna do is start an argument.
Brother
I'm gonna start some stuff so we can get into with each other, and then I say, well, since neither one of us can be quiet, I'm just gonna leave. Cause he got on the see, he got a girl on this side of town. Now he won't see the one on this side of town. He planned out his escape.
so we can get into
I was gonna use Deacon Dorsey, but I know that's a long ride back to down that way. So
he got a girl on this
see,
side.
we think about the escape. I've done some things in my life that I knew wasn't honest, wasn't right.
Down that way.
And when I did them, I'm already planning my escape. Well, if this happened, if this backfire, this is my reaction to it. I'm planning my escape.
In my life,
But I got to
honest.
do like Job. I got to bear the
And when
burden
I did them,
of whatever is to come
in my escape, well, if this
so I
happened,
can be
this
delivered.
backfire,
I got to stand in the fire. I got to stand there until the fire department come and put the fire out.
like Job,
Now, it ain't over when they put the fire out.
or whatever is to come.
It ain't over. See, a lot of us will be satisfied when the fire's out. But you need to know why the fire started and how to prevent it from happening again.
Until the fire department come and put the fire out.
Lord, I need to know where I aired it, and I need you to give me a word to keep it from happening
See,
again.
a lot of us will be satisfied when the fire's out. But you need to know why the fire started and how to
I'm tired of escaping. I want to be delivered.
Lord, I need to know why I
It's the old song, I want to be free.
Give me a word to keep it from happening again.
When you escape, you're never free. Shonda, there's always a chance that somebody's going to catch you from your past.
I want to be delivered.
Something in your past going to catch up and interrupt your present and your future. Ain't but a few men in here, so I'm going to pick on the few that's in here. Since we got Chicago's finest back there, old Uncle Earl, you know, there's been some times he did some things, and he got away with it for a moment. But then that girl found out she kin to the girl on the other side of town, and they have a conversation. He thought he had escaped because his lie was good for that season, but it didn't endure through the night. Now he got to face his own consequences.
He thought he had escaped.
I'm tired of escaping. Progressive, we ought to want to be delivered.
Now he got to face his own consequences. I'm tired of escaping. Progressive, we ought to want to be delivered.
When you're delivered, you get a peace. You get an understanding. But most of all, you get favor with God.
When you're delivered,
He asked to be your battle axe. He asked to fight your battles. But you keep on fighting them yourself.
you get favor with God.
But if Ernest, if I can trust him,
He asked to be your battle.
he said, I got your back.
He asked
You just hold your peace and let me fight the battle.
but you keep on fighting them yourself.
And when you let the Lord fight the battle, what does that say, Sister Shep? That's saying I trust him.
Ernest, if I can trust him,
I ain't got to get mad at you,
I got
D.
your back.
Lord gonna take care of this.
Hold your peace and let me fight.
I'm just got to do what he tell. I got to keep on loving you. He says, love those who spitefully misuse you. Not fight them.
I ain't got to get mad at you, D.
Not take vengeance with them.
God gonna take care of this. I'm just got to do what he tell. I got
But
to
you know,
he says love
as they say, some of us like to escape.
misuse you.
There's a thrill in escaping.
Not fight them.
Oh, I almost got
Not
away
take
with it
vengeance with them.
until I didn't. But there are plenty of things in my life. I ain't gonna say a few things. There are plenty of things in my life I want to be delivered from. And I'm seeking God. And I don't expect him to do them all at once.
But there are plenty of things in my life.
But day by day,
There are plenty of things
as he ordered my steps,
I want to be delivered from.
I'll be able to sing that song, Victory, Victory shall be mine.
And I don't expect him to do them all at
Doors of the church are open. There may be somebody here who don't want to escape this evening, this morning. They want to be delivered.